But before we get going, I want to do something real quick. Maybe. So let's make sure. ATSP. Where's this at? Right after the massacre. Alright. So let's try this one. Del Taco does sound pretty good right now. This right before? Nope, this is right after too. One more shot. If it's not this one, I'm going to let it go. But I had a different idea for how to deal with the previous situation. But if I don't have a save for it, then it's whatever. Looks like I do. Right here. Perfect. Hey, Atomic Haggis. So, they're extremely evil.
I'm sorry. I'm so goddamn sorry. I never wanted any of this to happen. I tried to get Lucia out before the Dorseys came, but I never thought it would be like this.
So where are the Dorseys
I never
now?
thought they scattered. Took the
Why'd you
vehicles.
betray?
They have to change. This whole society is sick.
Blah, 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 blah. So, here's my thought process here. This is going to sound strange, but just hear me out. I thought about this when I was laying down, because, you know, I was in a lot of pain, so I needed to distract myself. This person's life is forfeit, right? And that's important to start with that, because it kind of changes the dynamic slightly. The moment this person's life is forfeit, which is a decision that's already been made and a decision I stand behind, oh, things change a little bit. You don't need to kill them immediately and instantly. They could be used as fertilizer. They could be used as, you know, target practice. You know, there's all sorts of fun stuff. But you know what they can also be used as is a bargaining chip. So we're going to see how this goes.
It's more than I expected. Better than I deserve. But thank you.
Also, one thing occurred to me. These people are like, we wish to, you know, please don't kill us. We just wish to face justice. You remember that? I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but they said that last time. They've seen the Dorseys out, you know, being frozen to death. Like, we know what kind of justice this particular organization doles out. So I'm not sure if they understand what they're getting in for here, but you know what? Whatever.
Come in, November 1. This is Ranger HQ. We're getting reports of shooting in your last known location at Garden of the Gods. What's your status? Over.
We took care of the Dorseys and would like to hand some prisoners over to Daisy and the Marshals. Specifically them. Not us. Because they're of no value to us as anything other than fertilizer. But they're of value to the people we're trying to get in good with. Because, well, I'm going to be as blunt about this as I can. I want to conquer this place. Take over Colorado. Set up some mutual defense and food trade between here and Arizona. Help both societies, help both areas, right? That's the goal. I don't know if this game will let me do that, but that's the goal. So I'm going to be building towards that. That means having the local sheriff literally on my side, along with the local law enforcement people, is probably going to be a helpful step in that direction. So, we'll turn them over to Daisy and the Marshals.
They'll be happy to hear that, Team November, as am I. Good job getting those sumbitches. Over and out.
Roger that. God, these people are so stupid. I'm with Kara White. This society is sick. Therefore, I sided with the local murder cannibals. In order to do what exactly? What did you people think was going to happen here? Assemble your team before rolling out. Don't worry, we got plenty of fertilizer. Now, on an unrelated note, TSB, I need you to come over here into this fertilizer making machine.
You let Isaac live? After he gave aid and comfort to the enemies of the Patriarch? After he helped them kill my family? You let him live? Why arrest him when you killed all those others? What made him special?
There's two answers I like here. Justice belongs to the law, and the sheriff's probably going to execute him anyways. It's true. Didn't want you to have his murder on your conscience. I'm going to go with the last option.
Maybe you have it right. If I value my own personal feelings above the law, then I'm no better than a vigilante. Very well. I accept your decision to let him live. But the people who are truly responsible, Neelius Dorsey and Liberty Buchanan, I will bring justice to their doors. Will you help me find them? You can count on my gun. Oh, we should go after...
I thought she said...
For now, we should head back to the sheriff.
Okay. Let's see if we actually get any rep for doing this. Because if we don't, well, then that was all a waste of reload. But I am curious, so whatever, as they say.
This is Corporal Gonzalez at Ranger Command. Who am I speaking with?
This is Rosie Wong at the Sands Lux Apartments. The tap water's brown again.
That's not really our department, Ms. Wong. Can I,
Then you go arrest whose department it is. I'm trying to run a business here. My tenants have a right to clean water.
I don't know if that's really... Okay, whatever.
You have to get someone here and stop this thumping. Well, it's not so much a thumping as a throbbing. Kind of like a...
Ms. Wong, I have another call. If you could just hang on.
Either of you ever worry about getting hitched to a pillory?
Oh, hey. They're all dead. Yep. We also need to figure out this food situation. As dumb as this may sound, I don't really trust that the current organization is trying to fix the food situation. And we need to fix the food situation.
I think we should pull some marshals from Broadmoor, put them here in downtown. If an enemy gets all the way to Broadmoor, we've got big problems.
But then, who'd make the precious 100 families feel all warm and snug?
Yeah, they'd never let that happen.
I like you already, Rangers. I asked for a favor, and you came through for me. Not only that, but you sent me Isaac Reed and his traitor friends, all cuffed up and looking pretty. Seems to me that if somebody commits a crime in Colorado Springs, they should face Colorado Springs justice. I'm glad we see eye to eye on that. Some of my marshals weren't so sure about you. Damn right. It's in all our interests to keep this city safe. Now, before I forget, let me introduce you to Hope Emerson. She heard all about you coming to town, and she wants to join up. Ain't that right, Hope?
Pleasure's mine, Rangers. Ran the lockup in a little town called Amity on Colorado's eastern border. Figured I could do the same thing for you at your HQ, assuming you'll be arresting people now and then.
Amity got flattened by the scar collectors a while back, so Hope came west. Been trying to get her to join the marshals ever since, but she keeps turning me down flat. We have some differences when it comes to crime and punishment. But that aside, she's smart, honorable, and should be an asset to your organization.
Yeah, this is the year 2107, Ross. Welcome aboard, Hope.
Great. I'll head over to Ranger headquarters in a bit and start fixing up your brig. I can't think of a better way to serve than to ensure that our justice is fair, even to those who transgressed against it.
So, back to business. Did you find out how the Dorseys got into town?
Yeah. Isaac Reed confessed he helped him, but it was Farin Brago's gang who let him in.
Well, since you already dealt with Isaac, let's concentrate on Brago. I'll never understand why the Patriarch let that rat set up shop here. Been nothing but trouble, so him making a deal with the Dorseys doesn't surprise me in the least. In fact, I had a hunch he might be involved, so I sent my best man over to his nightclub, the Little Vegas, to search for a connection. Haven't heard back from him, though, and I'm a little worried. Say, what if I asked you Rangers to go to Little Vegas and check up on him? And if you happen to find proof that Brago helped the Dorseys while you're there, well, feel free to cuff the bastard and haul him in.
This is going to be a thing, isn't it? We can kill people or bring them in, and there's going to be some consequence of that, which honestly is probably stupid. I mean, we were talking about this just the other day with Dishonored 1, right? Whether you kill them or don't kill them is treated like it's a morality choice, even though it's actually not. I got you back, Daisy.
Take down Brago for me, and I'll make sure your HQ gets the best-equipped armory this side of the Rockies. Guns, ammo, armor, the whole shebang. The marshal I sent to the Little Vegas is named Delgado. Family man and the best inspector I've got. Keep him safe, and I'll owe you another favor. Always a pleasure, Rangers.
Bam. Yeah, exactly. Killer white noise. Like, I don't know if we're necessarily there yet in this game, but that's like I said, I get a vibe. Alright, so hold on a sec. So we just got a bunch of things, including a shotgun. That's going to be for you, Crazy Norse. Except you can't equip it, but that's okay. We can give you another point in stat. Damn it, hazardous. First, do no harm, then go forth and kick ass. Whatever, let's give you this shotgun. Nope. This shotgun. Enjoy. Let's see, Merc armor. No strength requirement. That's not too shabby. Well, I need some pretty good armor on you since you're, a melee and you go right up in melee, but you already got decent armor. So we'll give you the leggings. We'll give you the Merc armor just so it matches. Hey, Evo. By the way, I love the idea that it just becomes a little science reserve. I've already been teasing around in the back of my mind like some kind of Silicon Life thing going forwards. Like I told you, obviously it's the kind of thing that's going to happen at some point or another. But if this is the first actual interaction with Silicon Life... Oh, don't you, Crazy Norse? You're also the medic. So there's another reason you're going to be up front. Anyways, it makes sense that they would want to do something with that, but I'm not sure what yet. Let's see. Let's go and give you... There we go. There we go. And you know what? They'll even give you a stethoscope. Sir, I think you are good to go. And yeah, what I was trying to debate, I don't mean to sound callous or whatever, because obviously study for its own sake is a thing, understanding and all that, blah, blah, blah. I'm actually down for that. But there's also such a thing as practical study. I was trying to think if there was any practical applications for better understanding a silicon biome or a biosphere. Maybe trying to combine biospheres? Push forward the terraforming tech? I don't know. Just tossing ideas around. Oh, up, up. Dr. Winter still doesn't have leggings. Now he does. Yay. Let's see. Don't you, like... Didn't I? Oh, I did. It's just his offhand. How so, Crazy Norse? If you don't mind my asking. So that's a strength rack, which nobody has. But that's not too bad. So that's armor 3. So I was thinking about leveling her, and check this out. Yep, that's what I thought. You see this? She has a strength of 1, which means she gains a pittance of health every level. Just absolute pittance of health. Interesting. See, the thing is, I was thinking about this guy, and I was debating tossing him, like, the next time I have a chance to. You know, once I have someone better to replace him. He's a little bit spread out. He feels like a jack-of-all, which in these kind of games tends to suck. But he also feels like a, I forget the name of it, it's the Fire Emblem concept. The guy who's there to carry you until you figure out your build and get some levels under your belt. So, I'm probably going to replace him long-term. She's a pistol user. A Jagan, thank you. So, hang on. So, we've got... What type of weapon do we not have represented right now? We've got pistols, which is small arms. But I guess it's about ammo type. So, pistols, assault rifles, sniper rifles and rockets, shotguns, and... sniper rifles. So yeah, there's melee, which we don't have, and I guess we don't have an SMG. I don't know if SMG uses anything different from assault rifles. I don't have a weaponometer test. Ah, well, whatever. Is that it? What am I missing here? Oh, wrong thing. I guess there's unarmed. So yeah, SMG, which would be under, yep, that's automatic weapon. Or melee. I mean, in the interest of testing, we probably should have a melee character. Like, for the sake of review. And it makes more sense to turn a companion into a melee character, since it's probably not going to work out. Well, if I get a melee NPC later, I'll sit on it for now. In that case, I guess it's actually it with these things. Yeah, alright. I love how it does that because of when you go inside. No, I want to go here. Where was that? Where was that? Where was that spot? Here it is.
Thank you again for your help. Can't tell you how much it means to us.
You're welcome.
Look, Martha, it's our friends who helped us save the shop. What can I do for you? We've got some discounts with your name on them.
What do you got for sale? Nothing. That's not fair. Some gear, some of which I already have pieces of. Even Equalitas is there. That is expensive as hell. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's sell junk because we got a good bonus with him. Yeah, let's sell some of our excess here. Oh, I hate to ask this, Qualitas, but is that already on the list? Goodness. Either way, thank you very much. Always appreciate. Thank you. Okay, just making sure. I'm a little out of it right now, so you gotta forgive me. Well, I suppose you don't have to forgive me. But you got it. Shadow Warrior, 2013. Alright, we don't have a lot of money. But I do like the idea of making Evo even more armored than she already is. I mean, look at her! Oh, absolutely, Trihexia. No doubt. There's a couple of times when they explicitly set him up to fail. Where's Crazy Norse? There's Crazy Norse. So let's see. Can I afford that?
Welcome back to Cassidy's Fine Clothiers. What can I do for you?
Let's see. 74. Yeah, let's go ahead and buy that. Okay, so... yeah, it looks like Evo to me. That really is the dude from Shovel Knight. Treasure Knight, that's him, I think. Hang on, let me look that up really quick. Is it Treasure Knight? It's Treasure Knight. I was right, I was right. Welcome to the crew. That means I can put it on either Dr. Winter or Timonash. Let's put it on Timonash. Yeah, no, this definitely looks like a hazardous helmet right there. Okay, so let's go on our sneaking mission. That's the wrong place. I want to go up here. I predict good things for this.
Stupid!
Shut your... Hey, slow down. I didn't, I swear. I have got bedroom issues. Flagpole don't stand. Really? That's not good.
Then who the hell was that in my house?
Well, I sneak in heavy armor all the time. I also need to go... actually, a little turned around. Over here? No. Here. There's an apartment building? Aw.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much money you got. If you don't have 100 families' blood, you're down here with the rest of us.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're probably going to have to curry the favor of the 100 families, which is a damn shame, because I'd much rather kill them all. Just, you know, and they're gone. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Exactly, Crazy Nurse. Tell you what, I'll kill half of them. I'll tie the other half out in the... I don't know what I was expecting for the world map, but it was not this. Let's head back. I wasn't actually wanting to do that anyways. I wanted to go to the HQ.
Hello, Rangers? This is Gideon Reyes. I'm addressing you from Broadmoor Heights. The Patriarch has made it known that you are in need of logistical support. I can happily make a few calls, speak to a few people. In exchange, I'd like to ask that you hear me out on a proposition. It's not a thing I really do, this ransoming of aid, but these are unusual circumstances, and Colorado Springs' future hangs in the metaphorical balance. I wouldn't be asking for such an exchange if I wasn't desperate. I'll be at the church in Broadmoor Heights, and I'll tell the marshals to let you through. Come find me here.
Well, that sounds terrible.
That kid Victory sounds like a bad apple.
Insightful. Oh, we did find a robotic chicken. Looks like we have now dropped ours off, if I'm reading this correctly. Yep. We now have 2 cybernetic chickens. This is another of the Yogi flavors. No, if it's a robot chicken, I have to be like, it's alive.
I'm Austin. I'm new.
Welcome aboard. Where are you from?
Oh, around.
Yeah, me too. We all are here.
Hello, Rangers. Permission to speak?
Granted.
I just wanted to say thank you again for saving my life. If you hadn't talked to Judge Watkins, well, I wouldn't be here, and I'm really happy to be here. I guess that's all I wanted to say. Thanks. Oh, and, Mom thanks you, too.
You're welcome. Is she here? Is she single?
Hope Steeltown sorts itself out. If it falls apart, so does the rest of Colorado.
Let's see how our med bay is doing, shall we?
Still not feeling great after everything at the lake. Hope you don't mind if I take a little more time.
Okay.
Later.
You know, that's whatever. What you gotta do. Hey! Looks like we got a metric ton of bleach in here to fix this place up.
Hey, Rangers. I'm here at last.
How'd you like the corpses?
It'll take a while. But I think I'll be able to make an actual surgery out of this place. Just need to call in a few favors for equipment and supplies. If you need treatment now, well, I think I'm ready for that. What do you need?
I actually do need a heal.
I'll do what I... Have a seat.
Wait, that's just morphine! Ugh. So how's your patient?
Fine. Everything is fine.
Okay, how about the actual truth?
For now. Fine. Just don't get shot up out there and make more work for me.
I mean, that's literally my job. Man, if only there was like an Empire Builder game like this. Maybe some kind of, I don't know, Prince Maker or something. That would be cool. I wanted to do that and I wanted to do that. Ah, right. I knew there was something else I wanted to do. Evo. You need one more point in explosives. Just the one. Let's hit the armory, shall we? Let's see, anything else in here? So my friends and I have been playing through Neverwinter Nights. That's not new. We've been playing it for a while now. And I'm playing a fighter who is designed to kill things as quickly and horrifically as possible. I am extraordinarily min-maxed. Now, anybody who knows anything about D&D, especially 3.0 or 3.5, knows that that means you're going to suck at basically everything else. As a consequence of this, I haven't really had any availability to put skill points into anything other than spot. So as a direct consequence of this, I am the best person at spotting traps and springing them on accident. Meanwhile, the rogue over there, oh wow, has a spot of, yeah, exactly, Bregman. Has a spot of, I think, like, +8 or something. I have a spot of +14. Because it's literally the only thing I've been putting points into. Once I got the prerequisites, of course. And I have an int of, I want to say 14, so I am getting more skill ups per level than I really have anything to do with. Yeah, right now, it's a time-honored tradition, Evo. Right now, my crit chance is merely 30%. But if you know anything about D&D, you know that a 30% crit chance is huge. And in a level, I'll be doing quadruple crit damage instead of triple, which I'm currently doing instead of double. I also have something like a +20 to hit 3 times. Yes, 5% is normal crit chance, aka 20. Yeah, I will crit multiple times per encounter on average right now. And I'm going to increase it even more later. I'm the mule, too, because I got the strength. I've got a strength of 20. Which, that took some work to do. Sorry, I'm debating if I want to do this. What does... I don't actually have the skills for it, so I literally can't. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Who has the most health in the group? Looks like, it's Crazy Norse, actually. That's funny. Crazy Norse, I got a job for you. Here, everyone move away. Speaking of the fighter method of disabling a trap. Oh, that was fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. And one Molotov cocktail. All that for one Molotov cocktail. Oh, well, at least we've unlocked the armory at this point. So maybe we could do something with that in the future. Alright, come on, Crazy Norse. I'm on fire! Yeah. Hey, could you heal him? He's on fire! You're a doctor, aren't you?
Rangers.
Like, aren't you a doctor?
That's what... Have a seat.
No, I think the opposite drags you.
I don't mind not having to clean and suture a festering wound.
It wasn't festering, it was very, can't think of the word. Sealed shut with flame. Cauterized, there we go. It was very cauterized.
Rangers.
Okay. So we don't have anyone for the jail. Actually, we should check out the jail. We did send someone there recently. See, that's the advantage of the lightsaber. I'm not actually making that up. Back in the EU, that was a point of the lightsaber, instant cauterization. Didn't use it like that often, but every now and again. Oh. I haven't been to the apartment, so that was the chicken from the farms. Crazy Horse.
What do you think? Scrubbed up nice, huh?
Yeah, you got rid of all the blood and the fungus that he was eating and the bugs he was eating and the other fungus he was eating.
What can I do for you?
How are the prisoners that we don't have?
You haven't arrested anyone yet, Rangers. But you can bet they'll be in good hands when you finally bring the lawless to justice. Good luck out there.
You know, I'm going to say a really controversial opinion here. I don't like imprisonment as a punishment. Imprisonment as a holding while you get to the point of actual trial and then sentencing and then punishment. Sure. But that's not how it's treated.
We're cool. Plenty of space for you, plenty of space for us. Everything's cool.
Cool.
I mean, I don't regularly call myself an American, no, but...
Guessing it's gonna be tough getting that Valor kid out of Denver in one piece.
We're pitching in where we can. I hope we've been some help at least. Anything you need? Careful out there. It's an uncaring world.
I mean, I suppose that depends on the crime, Evo, but... See, the problem is I can't find that funny, Crazy Norse. I'm sorry. One time I spent a little bit of time in a Tennessee jail cell. Don't worry, it was just literally transiting through. It's a whole story. I'm not going to bore you with it. But as a result of that, and a result of how the system works, I had to be logged in, go through the whole process, and then be put in a cell before I could pretty much be immediately taken out, right? And this cell, which was about the size of 2 of my closets alongside each other, it's not a walk-in closet, by the way, had 3 people in it. That's much worse than whatever I'm making it sound like. Like, whatever words I'm telling you right now do not get across how bad that situation was. Alright, so let's check out the apartments. Low water pressure, too. Like, really low water pressure. Which, of course, if you don't know what that means, unless...
Team November, come in.
It means I'm going to get interrupted by a dialogue.
Yeah, I got Ms. Wong, the manager at the Sands Lux Apartments, on the line. And this one might actually be something. Says she's got a tenant who might be making bombs in...
Shush, shush, shush. Let me talk to them. You're leaving out important details. It's the weirdo in apartment 3. He's gonna kill us all. There's all kinds of loud banging coming from his room. And he's not alone. He's got friends in there. They're planning something. I know it.
So, it's either music or sex. What do you want to bet? We'll be right over, ma'am.
You will?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew you guys were better than the marshals. Come to the Sands Lux Apartments now. That loony's liable to blow the whole place sky
So anyways, I was gonna go to the apartments next anyways.
I heard they got a mass grave just outside the walls.
I don't know, man. I swear the last shipment of meat from the bazaar tasted funky.
Ooh, I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, let's not turn people into food directly. We need to turn people into food indirectly. I'm telling you, fertilizer. It's the way to go.
Maybe I'll...
Or they could serve the other way after they die. Hazardous knows what I'm talking about. No, I'm not trying to lockpick. Oh, whatever. Is this not the... This does not look like the apartment complex. I do remember the cannery in Outer Worlds. Hold up, what was that? Okay, no, never mind, we're good. We're good. Still don't actually see this apartment place. Oh, never mind. No, that's Broadmoor Heights. That's Little Vegas, that's the garden. Where's this stupid place? Machine shop. I haven't been there either. This is apparently the Heritage Museum.
Came here for every class trip we ever had. Is Buchanan a man?
That's creepy as hell.
Yeah, this whole place is a gloss. But who wants to hear all the ugly details?
Why, hello there. My name's Old Baldy, and this here is the Saul Buchanan, Colorado Heritage Museum, or, as I like to call it, home. Me and my friends here, dedicated, telling the story of old Saul Buchanan and the refounding of the great state of Colorado, which is just the first step in Saul's plan to bring back the good old United States of America. Now, just stroll from stage to stage and we'll tell you the story along the way. It's as simple as that. Any questions before you go?
Are you the American Eagle?
Look just like my picture, don't I? Now, wait a minute. Let me give you my good side. There you go. I gotta admit, though, I'm looking better than I was. Life's been pretty tough on old Baldy since the world went to pot. Lost a lot of feathers. But now that Patriarch Buchanan's rebuilding America, I'm starting to feel like my old self again.
So, tell us, Buchanan. Hang on. Did Buchanan make this museum for himself?
Saul Buchanan is far too modest for such egotistical shenanigans. No, sir. It was the 100 families who built this place as a gracious thank you to the Patriarch for all he's done for them.
Right. Tell me his story.
Well, I don't want to spoil the show, but it begins with Saul's humble start in this very town, and it follows the trials and tribulations he faced uniting the 100 families, defeating the monster army, and bringing peace and security to Colorado.
Hi, Eitri.
And, in case you were worried, it's suitable for children of all ages.
Come on, Baldy. Just tell us the story. Pet.
Stop! Step back! It is against museum rules to fondle the display.
That was a pet.
Great! Youngest son of the Buchanan clan. Brave survivors of the fall of man. Baby Saul grew straight like a tree. could swing a sledgehammer before he was 3. Learned to read and write before he could walk. Finished all his schooling before he could talk. Showed all his teachers a thing or two when he taught them that a fact didn't have to be true. Is Buchanan a man? Oh boy, what a man! The strongest of men! You can say that again.
So, after I take over Colorado, burning this place to the ground, and striking his name from the history books. A replica of the rifle Sheriff Daisy used when she fought at the Patriarch's side during the war against the Plains gangs. For her everything, she appointed her sheriff of Colorado Springs. Artificial limbs and augmentations taken from the bodies of the defeated Scar Collectors after the legendary battle of Pumpkin Center, where the Patriarch defeated the savage warlords of the Eastern Plains once and for all.
With the families behind him, Saul went to war and fought all the monsters of Satan's bazaar. He lined them all up and he cut them all down till Flab the Inhaler surrendered his crown. Buchanan spared Flab and made him a deal. If your boys work for me, they'll never miss a meal. Flab signed up on the dotted line. Now his monsters keep us safe in the evening time. Is Buchanan a man? Oh boy, what a man. The truest of men. You could say that again.
That's an interesting question. Are there any still operable nukes that we could utilize for this? Like, there isn't Fallout, right? So, you know. Maybe we could nuke this place. What are you doing? What is Dr. Winter doing? Jesus Christ, what in the hell?
The 100 families came to CO Springs, and all fell to fighting over frivolous things, till Saul raised their heads to the circling wings of the vultures who were waiting to dine like kings. He said that the only way to save the land was to bury the hatchet and all shake hands. So they signed the treaty in a single day and begged him to lead them and show them the way. Is Buchanan a man? Oh boy, what a man. The truest of men. You could say that again. Then came the gangs of the Eastern Plains, hoping to rob us of our worldly gains. Old Saul saw him coming and he rolled up his sleeves. He said, "You're all nothing but a pack of thieves." Strong as an ox at 70. He faced down the savages again and again, and drove them back to the desolate east and secured for Colorado an endless peace. Is Buchanan a man?
What I'm hearing here is he probably forced the 100 families together at gunpoint, so to speak, or literally, united against the local tribes, that's the monsters, and gave them a deal. We'll give you in exchange for you leaving us alone. Then he went to war against the Eastern Plains, which has been mentioned several times. Obviously, he probably won that war, but at the same time, he didn't crush them, because they're still there. We know that. That's where Liberty's at right now, gathering her strength. So obviously there's still some people there who aren't really fond of him. Also, the man either has an overblown opinion of himself, or whoever made this place does. Take your pick. Could be both.
Well, the Dorseys thought they had a better idea. Believed they could rule by murder and fear. Tried to steal Colorado from our patriarch, but old Saul proved his bite was worse than his bark. Drove out the Dorseys and gave their land to the poor and the needy and the
I mean, that's already provably wrong because we've been fighting Dorsey's this entire time. So, you know, we got that going for us, too. That's cool. Bombs, Ross. Lots of bombs.
Greetings, visitors. My name is Junko Murayama, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Saul Buchanan, Colorado Heritage Museum. You're about to embark on a journey through history as we share with you the people and events that made Colorado what it is today. Our new and improved animatronic exhibits will bring history to life as you learn about the rise of the patriarch, the unification of the 100 families, and their battles against the Monster Army and the Plains Gangs. The staff of the Colorado Heritage Museum asks that you do not interact with the exhibits. Ready? Let's go!
Brainwave destabilizer. Requires weird science. Does very little damage. But it apparently causes confusion. Also looks like a new LMG for Evo here. Which she actually can equip. I'll hold on to it for now. Oh, that was horrifying. Ah, that's probably it right there. It really does, TSB.
Yeah? This is the Sans Lux Apartments? Who's there?
Desert Ranger to see Miss Wong.
You're here? I don't believe it. Come in, come in.
Why is that? Okay. Look, I was busy killing people, okay, Crazy Norse?
I can't believe you came. Those goddamn marshals never come. They think I'm a pest. I'm vigilant, is what I am. V-I-G-I-L-A-N-T. Anyhow, I hope you're ready for trouble, Rangers, because I got a situation here.
Oh, come on, Rosie. I always came when you called, didn't I?
You're with the Rangers now, Quan? Well, you were one of the better ones. I'm glad you're out of that marshal racket.
What's your problem with the marshals?
They're bought and paid for. Sure as hell never help ordinary citizens, let me tell you. Unless you pay them extra, but I never pay anybody until they earn it.
So why do they think you're payest?
Because I ask them to do their job. They hate that, the lazy, fat-ass carbuncles. If they never did a lick of work in their lives, it would be too much for them. Ugh.
So, at some point, I'm going to need you to tell me what the problem is here, unfortunately.
The guy in room 3, Irv. He's not supposed to have anybody else living there, but I hear voices in there all the time. They're always banging on stuff, and I can smell burning and bleach and I don't know what else. Make him stop it or throw him out. Either one is fine with me.
Have you looked inside the room?
I can't.
The shifty bastard's put his own locks on the door. That's how I know he's up to no good. Apartment room 3. End of the long hallway. The door's on the right. I know he's up to something. I just know it.
Okay, Rosie. We got it.
Right. That's a lot of cats, including Kathmandu. And that box is literally just called Drug Stash. I want you to know that. That's the Drug Stash box. Apparently. Nice place. Sort of drag beds out into the hallway because they got more places to sleep. Meat pies. I mean, we have a source of meat, right? Oh, that's... That's a really high lockpicking requirement. We have lockpicking 4, which is probably more than we should have. Toaster oven. Okay.
Fuck off.
And in here. Nice room you got there, buddy. Shame if something were to happen to it. Might have to have a word, if you know what I mean. That requires mechanics 5. Alright. Let's take the drugs. That's a lot of drugs.
All right, Marshals, listen up. If you won't take my noise complaint seriously and do your damn job, then I guess I'll just have to do it for you. There's been strange noises coming out of apartment 3 all week. People yelling and stomping around at all hours, and strange mechanical sounds. He could be making bombs for all I know. You say you need evidence? Well, Irv just left, so I'm going inside and documenting everything I find. Who's there? Oh, it's Rosie Wong, the landlady. I was just checking to make sure you were okay. Why wouldn't I be okay? Oh, well, you know, the noise. I'm fine.
Okay. Hang on. Time to bring out the big guns. All right. Yeah, it's my special lockpick. Okay, I was partially curious if it would even let me do that. Oh, those are... That's...
Thank you so much. You have been the most gracious.
Wait,
I am a human just like you. I swim as
Jesus.
Down the Gazam flat. They must never know. No one must ever tell them.
I haven't even had a chance to take an action yet. There we go. Jesus. Okay. So, reload. That was just a mess of a barrel of noise being dumped on my face there. All right, so Evo. Okay.
Do you know where you are going to? Do you like the things that wife is showing you?
How do I...
1, 3, 5, 7, 11, 11, and 11. These molides do not compute.
What is that one? Is he just bleeding over there?
God, the greatest mind of a generation, thrown down the Gazaman-Platz. What's my name? Why don't you tell me my name?
But there's no option to talk. God, those have a billion health, too, each of them. In addition to the armor they have.
Never. Do you know where you are going to? Do you like the things that wife is showing you? I am a human, just like you. Do you know where you are going to? Do you like the things that wife is showing you? Sacramento, California. I am a human just like you. I swivish cuff shmillo to.
There's a book guy at the market?
Yeah, for the Wards or the Reyes's to buy up and turn into playpens. Seriously. Why would you even want to live with a bunch of uptight muckaties?
Welcome back, children. Had another rough night? Just a simple humanitarian who saw a niche that needed filling. Now, are you buying or are you talking? You'll be back.
Possibly.
Hey, chums! Welcome to Taiwan Jones's Emporium. My store has everything you're... you want to hear about the wide open... Come back soon.
Wow.
Snapping Jimmy Bob's still standing. Dorsey's or no Dorsey's. You think a little raid would stop snapping Jimmy Bob? No siree. Oh, hey! Shot up the garden real good, didn't you? Guess thanks are in order. If you need to restock, my store is open.
What's your story?
That's snapping Jimmy Bob, thank you.
What's your story, snapping Jimmy Bob?
Not that much to tell. My dad was a trader, and a good one, and now I'm a trader, and a good one. Might seem boring to wandering muscle like yourself, but I like it.
We're southwest of Denver in Colorado. What's that contraption?
Oh, that's my prized possession. A genuine pre-apocalypse, fully functional microwave. I can cook up some truly gourmet delicacies with it. But the damn power got cut in the fighting. It'll take the city weeks to fix it. Let's.
He sells Snickers. Just straight up Snickers. Bison bites. All the sodium and fat of pork rinds, but with twice the calories. Chips Ahoy. Frozen ferret. Alright.
Howdy.
Ah, hello.
Clocks, clothes, clowns. Oh, not one book on clones? Books for sale! Clothes, clowns. Oh, not one book on clones?
Okay. Good night, TSB. And see you around, Mr. Red. I mean, a microwave would be nice, but it's not really something you do to cook with. A microwave is there to reheat food that has already been cooked. Useful.
Do you know where you are going to?
Okay, so I've seen the Earth clones. I've seen the room. Let's see if that counts.
Get drummed out in a second, you crackpot.
I'm sure they could use my help. Come on, man. You can't leave me wondering.
It was an old security drone. Its timing belt broke, so it
Clowns.
vibrates real fast.
Not one book
What
on
are you doing?
clones?
The occupants of Colorado Springs are under our protection.
Oh, wow. He actually disallowed me from shooting him. That's funny. Not that I mind, really. It's... wow. Okay. I'm into a wall a little bit on this one.
Did you ask your wife about
Let's go gain some levels. Maybe that'll help. We abandoned that quest completely.
Old security drone. Its timing belt broke, so it vibrates real fast.
Gotta get some 80s music in here. How do they even have neon lighting? Then again, they have tires, so what the hell do I know?
Rangers, this is Daisy. Sounds like you're at the Little Vegas, judging by all that noise in the background. Remember, your first order of business is to find Delgado. Maybe somebody in there has seen him.
Those slot machines look like they're ready to pay out, though.
Sure, we'll all be millionaires. Keep your eyes on the prize, Rangers. While you're at it, if you can prove that Brago made a deal with the Dorseys, feel free to take that bastard down. Best of luck, Rangers. Daisy out.
Please, enjoy your time in our elegant establishment.
What's your favorite song?
Gotta be Sex Dwarf. It bops so hard.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Fuck me!
Is that a disco bot? That is a disco bot.
Why me? Why me? Fuck! Fuck! I'm so screwed! Like, totally.
What's the problem?
I went upstairs to get my shit out of the safe, but Boulder and his mercs took my pants and kicked me out before I could get it. No fucking way I'm dealing with that asshole again. But I need that stash or I'm dead. Can you help me?
You're asking us to help you to get drugs.
Not my drugs. Other people's. Well, mostly. I got deliveries to make. Rhino and Focus. 5 each.
So why are you dead without your drugs?
I owe a lot of money. I don't sell this shit and they'll kill me.
And where is it exactly?
In a safe? Upstairs in the private room? Here's the combination. Just watch out for Boulder.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Did you know that I know the DJ from way back?
Present request, party humans. Enjoy party time.
No more gambling for me.
I learned.
I wish I could afford to drink like you. I'm stuck with Boar's Light.
Ah, it's you, Red Hats. I was wondering when you'd come to see Charlie Nose. Farron Brago's capo, leader of men, hero of the Battle of Two Buttes, savior of St. Elmo, and friend to everyone worth knowing. Welcome to Little Vegas.
Thank you, Chris Vilker. Always appreciate. I hope you're having a good day. If you're not, I hope you have a good day henceforth. I hate to ask this. Well, I'll just look it up. Want to see if that game's already on the list or not. So let's find out. Looks like it is. Excellent. Okay. Nice to meet you, Charlie. You got time to answer some questions?
Sure thing, Red Hats. What can Charlie do for you?
We're looking for a man named Delgado?
El Gato? What?
Come on, Charlie. You remember Delgado. Nice guy, family man, way too good for the trash in this place. No way you could miss him.
Oh, not like you, Marshall. You blend right in with the rest of us. Sorry, haven't seen him. Old Charlie would tell you if he had.
What's your job around here?
I'm the floor boss. I make sure our guests are happy and entertained, and that they don't wander into the back rooms.
What can you tell me about Little Vegas?
Ah, Mr. Brago's pride and joy. Our pride and joy. He founded this club after coming here from Vegas. Apparently, it emulates the style of Sin City, but I never saw that place myself. You want to talk to the man in charge? You'll find Mr. Brago upstairs.
So, why do you call us Red Hats?
Why wouldn't I? Isn't that who you are, with your hat so red? Oh well, can't help you if you're confused.
What's all the badges?
You see this silver ram medal? You like it? It's my favorite badge. The patriarch himself gave it to me. Yes, sir, for saving his eldest son. Man, you should have seen the size of that snake.
What about another badge?
See this one with the skull? Sheriff Daisy gave it to me for dealing with a corrupt marshal. She was a beast, let me tell you. Must have had some kind of mutation. 8 foot tall with fists like bricks. But I gave her the old razzle-dazzle, took her down.
Razzle-dazzle? Is that what you call falling while running away from her and tripping her with your quivering ass?
That worked, didn't it? She fell face first into a fire plug. Knocked her cold.
Okay.
Until next time, Red Hats.
Wanna buy me a drink with all that coin you're throwing around?
Honey, of course. What do you want?
Rum and cola?
Adorable. That's so 2090s. Great choice for nostalgia factor.
I just like it.
No comment again. There's a lot of no commenting going around here.
Hey, remember how I blew that Dorsey's brains out? Still got some on my shoes. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Just some crooks here.
168! 168!
That's the brothel, which we have no need of. I suppose we could try talking to him. Well, what's happening, Evo, is we're not going into the brothel.
What are you runts doing in here? This is a private party.
We're just celebrating.
Defending Colorado Springs and beating those toothless shit-kicker Dorseys to a bloody paste. Local 168! Let me hear you! Woo!
Looking for a man named Delgado. Might be a marshal.
Yeah? Well, you picked the wrong room. Ain't no Delgado here, and no marshals neither.
Sorry to bother you. Enjoy your party.
No, no. You ain't getting off that easy. The local 168 don't like being spied on. Or talking to pissant little runts like you.
Okay, I'm trying to be nice and walk away. If you want me to murder you all, I will.
What we do like is fighting. And that's what this party's been missing. Ain't that right, crew? So let's go, runts. It's time to dance.
I mean, you're obviously way tougher than we are. It wouldn't be a worthy challenge. You don't need to waste your time on weaklings like us.
Ha! You're right. Get out of here, you panty wastes. You ain't worth the glove leather. Phoebes.
Local 168, booyah!
Note to self.
168!
Raise hard ass.
168!
Which I'm just gonna do. Right now.
168! 168! Local 168, booyah! 168!
Where is that safe? Ah, there it is. Don't mind me, sir.
168, booyah! Hey, remember how I blew that Dorsey's brains out? Still got some on my shoes.
Peace.
Hell yeah!
Your guess is as good as mine, Evo. If you really want, I'll go... No, actually, you know what? I will not go check it out, but... You can buy the game, play it yourself, and then go check out yourself.
These stairs lead to Mr. Brago's lounge. He said I should let you guys through. But don't even think about messing with that computer behind me. I got one job, and that's guarding that computer. And if you was to mess with it, well, that would be a very bad day for you, my friend. A very bad day.
What's so special about the computer?
That is the computer that controls the ventilation system. And I have to guard it because it's broken, and there could be real trouble if anybody said it wrong.
What kind of trouble?
Big trouble. If you set the fan to off and the heat to max, which isn't supposed to be possible, but right now it is, the furnace could catch fire and burn the whole place down. So I'm not leaving my post for anything. Well, maybe if a fight broke out I would, but nobody would be stupid enough to start a fight in Mr. Brago's place, would they? You're not gonna say I said any of this, are you?
My lips are sealed. So we have a way to burn the entire casino down to the ground if we want to. Which I gotta be honest, I'm kind of tempted by.
You stowed away on an Arapaho convoy?
Any luck? Do you have my 5 rhino and 5 focus?
Yeah, here you go.
Thank you. You saved my life. It's just a little to even me out.
Enjoy the drugs, buddy.
You stowed away on an Arapaho convoy? Oh my god, tell me everything.
So we need evidence. That's actually our primary purpose here. That woman's name is G-String Theory.
That's just like so authentic and real. And like, I've never had a real experience like that. I am so jealous.
Didn't you hear the part about pissing through a hole? You're fucking out of your mind.
I mean, I do like burning places to the ground. It's a favorite pastime of mine, actually. Not as much as Bragon. That woman could tell you about burning things to the ground.
Hello again, Red Hats.
Can you listen to the back rooms?
I can. Did you mean, will you let us through? In that case, no. Jokes aside, Mr. Brago doesn't let anyone into the back without his explicit say-so. And we take Mr. Brago's instructions very seriously. If you want to go back there, talk to him, not me.
Cool.
Till next time, Red Hats.
Well, that only leaves one thing, and that's go talk to the jackass. So let's see what we got here.
Ugh. So gaudy. So ostentatious.
Her name is Quick Draw. His name? His name is Quick Draw. And her name is Excessive Force.
Ranger. Ah, Rangers, what a pleasure. I heard you were in town. It must be, what, 20 years since we crossed paths. Not that any of you would remember that, of course. You were probably just kids when Vargas and Angela Death and the rest helped me save Vegas. And I hear we have you to thank for Cassidy's fine clothiers being back in business. My capos and I thank you. If not for Cassidy's, we'd have to settle for second-rate suits from the bazaar. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm Farron Brago. Welcome to Little Vegas. My recreation of the glories of the town we lost. Perfect, isn't it?
Giving it a lot of class.
I'm glad you think so. You should have seen it 5 years ago. Nothing here but the walls, and half of them were falling down. We really worked hard to get where it is today. But enough about me. How are things with the Rangers? Is General Vargas still in charge? I'd love to give him my regards. We owe him and his team a lot.
Yeah, sorry, Vargas killed himself horribly by leaping into a vat of acid. I mean, but his sacrifice saved all of Arizona.
Damn. I'd heard rumors, but... well, I'm not surprised that's the way he went out. A hero to the end. Thank you for telling me. I'll raise a glass in his honor tonight. Now, what can I do for you?
Why'd you move to Colorado?
About 5 years ago, Vegas was overrun by killer robots. We held out as long as we could. But without help from the Rangers, the end was inevitable. As to why we came to Colorado? Well, we heard some rumors of the good work the Patriarch was doing out here. Creating a stable, prosperous society. That's exactly the kind of environment a business like mine needs to flourish. So we packed up our roulette tables and hit the road.
Can you tell me a little bit about this little Vegas?
I know any attempt to recapture the past is doomed to failure. But I had to try. It's not quite Vegas, but it's close. And since I can't go back, this will have to do, won't it? And besides, the customers don't know it's a pale imitation. To them, this is paradise. All of Sin City behind one door.
What's that painting?
Ah, yes. Had that painted for my office back in Vegas. Before the robots came. Not a bad likeness, eh?
That painting was commissioned before the robots came. That's 20 years ago. How come you don't look older?
Thank you, Rangers. That's very flattering. But really, it's not so much that I haven't aged, but more that the cares and woes of running Vegas back then made me old before my time. Since I've come to Colorado, I feel 20 years younger.
So far, I'm actually pretty impressed with the voice acting, Evo. There's a decent amount of it, and they've been able to get across a lot of emotion. Both those are good things in this context. We're helping the marshals with an investigation. I was hoping you could answer a couple questions.
Certainly. Ask away.
You're a very connected gentleman. Do you know anything about who let the Dorseys into the city?
What? I don't want those kind of connections. Murder in the streets is bad for business. If I were you, I'd be looking for someone with a grudge against the Patriarch. Not exactly a short list, I know, but...
Well, at the moment, we're looking for a specific marshal, Delgado. Last time he was seen, he said he was heading here.
I know Delgado, but I haven't seen him. If he came here, he didn't come to see me.
I don't know, like a lot, Traxu. That's all, Mr. Brago.
What a shame. Nothing I like more than a good grilling. What else can I do for you?
I'm good.
Good luck.
I mean, listen, anybody who's actually going to do their business in a suit and tie, clearly pure evil. Okay. It's okay, I'm not wearing a suit. I'm wearing a coat. Big difference.
There's a statistically significant chance we'll exchange genetic code.
What?
You are definitely on my most wanted list.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Okay, so none of that's what I want to know. Well, we know how to burn the place down if we have to. And we have a reason to do so now. I need to get in the back. And he didn't have a dialogue option for that. Hang on, let me see if I just missed it.
Welcome back to Little Vegas, Rangers.
Sorry to bug you.
Certainly. Ask away. What a shame. Nothing I like more than a good luck.
Okay, apparently he will not have a dialogue option for helping to get by. Okay. Cool, cool. Depressing, cool.
Hello again, Red Hats. Till next time, Red Hats.
Requesting permission to invade friendly lines.
Well, I have terrible, terrible news. The only place we haven't been now
You stowed away on an rabbit hole?
is the brothel. And nobody, everything else is a dead end right now.
Wonder if Ted.
Welcome to the Little Vegas brothel, friends.
I'm sorry, your name is Kendall?
Oh, hey, Quan. Looking for a good time, I assume.
Sorry, Ken. Me and my friends are here on business today. Rangers, meet Kendall, Colorado Springs' finest purveyor of sins of the flesh.
I'm looking for a man named Delgado.
Delgado. You know, that name sounds really familiar, but remembering is going to be hard work. The kind of work a man should be paid to do.
Kendall, you predictable son of a bitch.
How much money is it going to cost me here?
I need serious cash. Any less, and it isn't worth the risk.
Fine.
Shit! I knew I should have asked for more.
You would have sucked it then, because I don't actually have more. I'm basically broke now.
All right. Don't tell anyone I told you. But Delgado was sniffing around the club, asking too many questions about the Dorseys. Last I saw, Charlie Knowles was pulling him into the back rooms behind the bar.
God damn it. Now Daisy's gonna want Brygo dead, and she won't take no for an answer.
Sorry, Kendall?
That's my name, yes. Excuse me a moment.
You really shouldn't ask him about that. He had a misunderstanding with Mr. Brygo, and they cut off his junk. Smooth like a Ken doll. Get it? Makes him a great pimp, though.
Yeah, okay. Bye.
Yeah, that's the Chinese, how the Unix division worked. Their particular politics. Anyways. Okay, I have a little bit of money left, but not much.
You stowed away on an Arapaho convoy? Oh my god, tell me everything.
Welcome back to Little Vegas, Rangers. Certainly. Ask away.
Thank you, Candyman. Almost said congratulations on the 2-year club, but then I actually learned how to read. Something I just learned 5 seconds ago. It's been a long and hard road. But I finally figured out basic literature. I'll put that towards StarCraft Remastered. Thank you, Candyman. So listen. I have information that Delgado's being held in your back rooms.
Good information, you say. That's better information than I have, then. Nobody told me nothing. But I'm sorry. I can't let you go back there. My property, my rules. And if you try it without my permission, my capos will defend my property by all means necessary. Understand me? Good luck.
Okay. So, I just wanted permission to go back and check it out, and you just shut me down hard. So, my options are kill everyone, or set a fire to kill everyone.
What are you doing? Didn't I tell you nobody's supposed to touch that computer?
Sorry about that. What do I have at my disposal to distract you? I mean, I should hope not, Dr. Winter. Oh, there's puncture shot. Look at that thing. These people have some decent health, too. Let me think about this for a second. Yeah, I mean, if this is just an evacuate the place kind of fire, then yeah, we can just break open the door at our leisure. I'm curious of something before I move on, so let's put my sniper up top for no reason.
Stowed away on an Arapaho convoy? Oh my god, tell me everything.
Crazy Norse, I'm gonna want you up front. Same with Evo. All you, but Timonash.
So authentic and real. And like, I've never had a real experience like that. I am so
So there's probably an option D, E, F, and G, but so far I'm coming up with a whole lot of nothing. Unless I have to go further into the brothel for it, which... Actually, hang on. Just had a thought.
You stowed away on an Arapaho convoy? Oh my god. Tell me everything.
Thought you couldn't work tonight, Darlene.
That's fine. I got a sitter.
Not your ex, I hope. He'll drink all your liquor and sell the kid to the scar collectors.
Haha. A little Tammy from next door. She'll still drink all my liquor, but Zach will be safe.
That's a go.
Oh, sweetie, everyone has nerves their first time. Let's try again. Slowly this time.
No, I know how to do it. I just don't feel like it right now. Hey, who the hell are you guys?
One of the dialogue options is, "We're the Rangers. We'll take it from here, kid." Sorry to burst in. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, well, I was just leaving. Thanks, Ace. I guess.
One word for you, kid. Plastics. No. Take a powder, kid.
Bite me! I'm out of here.
Hey, that was the nice option.
Come back anytime, Benji. School's always in session. I know you like what you're looking at. And for a small fee, I'll show you things you had no idea you wanted.
No.
That's a shame. I've got a lot I could teach you.
That is unlikely. And there's also nothing else in there, so that was a waste of everything. Well, it looks like my theory was wrong. I was kind of hoping for, you know, an alternate method in, basically, thanks to the layout of the building. But it looks like no such luck. As much as I hate to talk to these people.
I get all... Oh, Quan, it's you!
Hi, Ten. Good to see you.
I'm so happy you're back. I've missed you so much. Can you stay?
I'm kind of on duty. Maybe some other time. Yeah, unless you all want to take a break for a while.
Yeah, sure, but we want to take a break with her. That's a terrible option. Oh my god. You seem to be friends.
Friends? I hope we are.
Of course we are, Quan. You are my dearest friend. My island of peace.
I still have to pay you, though. How real a friendship is that?
It's as real as it can be. More real than it should be.
You say that, but do you mean it?
Let me prove it to you.
Come back on your own time.
Sure. Of course. Sorry, Tan. I guess I gotta go.
Come back soon, Quan. I miss you.
Jesus Christ. All right, next.
Let me see the rest of you. Stand there and don't move, kitten. I'm inspecting you. You'll do. It costs money for my attention, pet. Pay, and I'll show you the joys of knowing your place.
No.
Then you are dismissed.
Yeah, no.
What a mess you are. Totally untrained.
You don't... Hey, good looking. Ditch those zeros and get with this hero. Cash up front. I may be easy, but I ain't cheap. You'll be back.
I was just warming up. Give me a second, I'll be right with you. Costs money to play with the king. What do you... and the king really needed a workout, too.
I think that's everyone.
Gracious. Do people actually want to...
No.
Disgusting.
No, they don't. Well, no joy there.
201.
I guess that leaves us with violence. Now that I've gone way out of my way to try and find some way to not kill my way through here. It's time to kill my way through here. I do like killing my way through here.
You stowed away.
Like, you can't accuse me of not doing my due diligence on that one.
Stowed away on an Arapaho con.
Hello again, Red Hats.
Thank you, Timonesh. I've never even heard of Pentiment. What's your backup option? And what the heck is Pentiment? Because I've never even heard of that. So, we met a guy named Kendall. What's with the name?
You like it? He used to be a real lady killer. Then he made the unwise decision to double-cross Mr. Brygo. So the boys took him into the back room. Had him in there for weeks, poor bastard. You could hear his screams clear across town. He came back with a face that wasn't so pretty anymore. And without Master John Goodfellow. Kendall! Get it?
Yeah, that's horrific. I'm feeling less and less bad about my burn the place to the ground decision I've been making bit by bit over the last few minutes here.
What a revolting story.
Yeah, he didn't like it much either. Especially the ending.
We'll go ahead and do Wrath of the Righteous as our backup then. Wrath of the 7-year game. So, we know you took Delgado into the back rooms, and we need to get in there.
Well, ain't you a clever seed of red hats? But let's not be rash here, yeah? The only way you're getting past that door is through a hail of bullets. And no one wants that. Right?
I mean, I've been working pretty hard not to hail you full of bullets.
Look, it wasn't Mr. Brygo who conspired with the Dorseys. He's not that stupid. But a little bird told me it was someone in our organization. I can give you a name. All you gotta do is prove this guy was acting on his own.
All right. Tell me where to find the guy.
Look for our man McTavish at the machine shop near Pillory Square. I don't care what you do to him, but if you can come back and prove the rest of us weren't involved, I'm sure we can make a deal. Yeah? Also, I didn't tell you this, Red Hats.
Tell us what?
Till next time, Red Hats.
Oh man, I love dancing in this place.
It's the best. But I've heard a rumor that there's an exclusive secret dance party up in Aspen every year. I'm for sure.
What kind of name is Soap? God, I love that game. It's not even that great of a game. It's one of those simple but good games, but man, it's good. Anyways, I look forward to seeing if it or the second one actually review higher when we get there. The machine shop, which ironically we haven't been to yet. All the way down here. Let's see if we find something slightly less disgusting in the machine shop. I give us about 50-50 odds, give or take. No, there ain't nothing wrong with Simple. Simple can be good, bad, or in between, just like anything else can. The mangy mutt. Some thugs. Turret. Oh, this looks a lot like an encounter. That's what this looks like. Well, let's walk in and see if we can not shoot the place up.
Oh, look. This time the marshal sent substitutes to shake us down. Well, you stand-ins get one warning. Fuck off or get fucked up.
I'm just here to talk to McTavish, dude.
Yeah? Well, McTavish doesn't want to talk to you. And you didn't get your one warning.
Well, that's cool. This is very cool. Especially since they get the... Okay, you know what? Hang on. There we go. So, since you're just going to attack me no matter what, I guess we'll start this rodeo instead of letting you start it. So, Dr. Winter, do me a favor, please. A little bit further. Come on, roam on back. Oh, for God's sakes. There we go. Hi. That was half his health of the boss. Alright, so, let's see here. I don't want to do this. Yeah, I noticed the game has a really strong tendency to just kind of essentially force you into a bad situation because, hey, conversation's over. Woof woof, apparently. Eva, why are you in the back? Do me a favor, Evo. Why? You know what? No, I refuse to accept that. That's the second time that's done that, and it's pissing me off. Alright, so Evo. Get up there. Yeah, it's the second time with her. I think it just doesn't like me switching weapons, if I were to guess on the matter. So, take two. There. Wow, that did nothing to that generator. Shut up, dog. Jesus. God, I hate the sound of barking so goddamn much. I mean, I'd say it's worth it, Dr. Winter. But then again, I'm a little biased. I like that game. Hey, I killed it quick and clean. Ain't no abuse here. So give me that. Oh, I absolutely think Oblivion's better than Skyrim, although I'm not sure which one will rate better. It'd be interesting to compare those someday. Good. Switch back to your other gigantic weapon of doom. I mean, I would say Oblivion's the best by memory, but again, I haven't reviewed them, so who knows. I hope to do a BRPG block someday. Plug, plug, plug. And you're probably thinking, well, which games are in that? Morrowind, Skyrim, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. That's going to be the block right there. That stupid ring. Yeah, go and shoot him. Nice shot, Evo. Shots? I don't know. I don't think I prefer either, Dr. Winter. They're very different dynamics, and it changes the tactics a great deal, but that's kind of it, you know what I mean? actually really weird in that I actually rather enjoy Fallout 3. That being said, I imagine Fallout New Vegas will stomp it on the story axis. But I think Fallout 3 will actually beat New Vegas on the gameplay axis. We'll see. Again, don't know yet. Hell, I can do that this turn. I just don't think people... I don't think New Vegas is going to score particularly well on the gameplay axis. And, we'll see. Because, again, I haven't reviewed it yet. So they're dead. Yeah, I don't get why Triaxia. But then again, the Fallout fandom has honestly been pretty toxic for a long time. Part of the reason I mentioned how weird it is that I like Fallout 3 is I have been absolutely blasted for liking Fallout 3 before. Like, in a way I would refer to as actually toxic. Interesting. Thank you, Turwox1. Always appreciate you. Now, Fallout 4... there are parts of Fallout 4 I enjoy, but it's definitely the weakest of the three. By quite a measure. Like, my goodness. You didn't put that towards anything particular to Walksman, so if you do, please let me know. Otherwise, you're awesome. Thank you. I don't like that term either, Dr. Winter, but I also am very particular about when I use it. If you hear me use the word toxic, you know I mean it. So... in fact, I would say in my life, in my career, let's actually put it that way, I've only had toxic reactions from people about a couple of things. One was me being positive about Arcanum, a game I rather enjoyed and spoke very positively about. Second time was about my Lord Dervs videos. Yes, really. The third time was about the Fallout 3 thing I just mentioned, because of course it is. The fourth time was during the WoW lore run by this one idiot who just wouldn't let go. This ridiculous notion that I was this fascist censorship, like, crazy state, like completely overboard. Like whatever you're picturing when you think of like 1942 or whatever. And I was being accused of that by this Yahoo. It was ridiculous. Like, I don't even know what to say about that. I think that's it. Hang on, let me think about that. No, there's one other thing. Oh, of course, Scatteray. I knew it. It all makes sense. Lockpicking impossible. Oh, that's cute. I'm gonna go grab a fresh water really quick. And say thank you again for the sub to Walksman. And I will put that towards dealer's choice. Much obliged. So can anybody guess while I go and grab this really quick? what the last thing was that I had, in, you know, by my definition, toxic reaction on my show about. And I know what you're thinking. It's the Star Trek stuff, right? You know, you'd think so. But again, I said by my definition of toxic. Now, I get insults on my Trek stuff. I get people who tell me things like, if you don't like the show, just don't talk about it. And other just little nonsense like that. But that's nothing. That's not toxic. That's just a moron. No. Modern Warfare 2. Now, it's funny because literally just a few minutes ago, you may have heard me casually mention that I'm curious if Modern Warfare 1 or Modern Warfare 2 will actually outplay each other in terms of score, because I love both those games, right? But back in the day, pretty much when I first got started, I got blasted for being so positive about Modern Warfare 2, because I love that game. And,
Let me guess. It's assholes that shot my boys. Well, I'm not looking for a bullet in the face, so you can fuck right the hell off.
you realize I can break down the door, right?
Oh, wait, don't. Guns are cheap, but good doors are replaceable. All right, come in. But I'm no helpless in here, I'm warning you.
Wait, I can you. You're them wee numpty Sunlanders what came all the way from Arizona to suck the Patriarch's cock.
Not how I'd phrase that.
But what happened to the rest of yous? Couldn't you tack the cold? Couldn't you drive on ice? Couldn't you swim?
You seem to know a lot about what happened to us.
What? No, I didn't hee-haw a day with that. I just heard about it. Oh, okay.
We have information you've been working for the Dorsies.
Oh, information is it, laddie? Da. Or maybe it's just some shit you heard, like my babag, you flatland hicks. I'm under Farm Brago's protection, so you can't touch me, pal.
No, yeah, this is English. For certain definitions of the word. And we're under the Patriarch's protection, buddy. Brago wouldn't dare touch us no matter what we do to you.
You? The Patriarch? But, what a load of shite. This ain't fair. Everybody shuts on me, everybody. Okay. Looks like you got me at a disadvantage, so let's make a deal, eh? You push flaps drop me enough to skip town, and I'll tell you what I can.
I don't have $500. Well, I just saved, so you can talk to us or we can take you to the marshals. I'll let you talk. I'll let you decide.
Damn it to hell. I'm not going back to the stocks, no way. Fine, I'll spill your muggy desert trash.
You're welcome.
Okay, yeah, I let the Dorsies in the city, and I'm glad I did. Least I could do after the Patriarch put me in the pillories. Asshole froze my bloody face off. I got a crater worm and no should be. Of course I wanted some revenge. Wouldn't you?
No. I bet you get colds more often than you used to.
All the time? How'd you know that?
The hairs of your nose stop germs from getting into your system. With no nose and no hairs, nothing's stopping them anymore.
Bloody hell, that's another thing the Patriarch owes me for my health.
So, what did you do to deserve that disfigurement?
I know, right?
No, I'm sorry, I'm asking literally.
Oh, well, I was buying some wholesale medicine for Gaji when all of a sudden the marshal jumped out of nowhere and grabbed me. Say I'm buying me intent to sell or some shite. I try to tell him I'm no selling it. I'm getting it away with every purchase of an oil change at my shop, but the babags can't see the difference, so they dragged me off to the pillories. I mean, I busted for charity, I ask you.
In case you didn't understand that, he was buying drugs so that every time you got an oil change at his shop, you got a free drug.
99% sure those guys took me by and sold it themselves too. Fucking marshals, they should stay on their inside of the law.
You're saying they're corrupt?
Are you kidding me? There's a bear shot in the woods. Of course the marshals are corrupt. They work for the Patriarch, don't they? And he's the most corrupt tallywasher of them all. You think he's the great feather who takes care of the people of Colorado? Utter shite. He takes care of the people who take care of him. That's it. And the rest of us peons are just here to keep the machines running. That's why I ended up working for Brago. How he's a crook too, but he doesn't pretend he's no. No like some people I could name.
So hold up. Did Brago have anything to do with the Dorsey attack?
What? No way. Why would they think that? Mr. Brago had nothing to do with us, nothing.
So hang on. So to get revenge on the Patriarch, you let the Dorsey pillage the town and murder dozens of innocent civilians.
I didn't know that's what they were going to do. I just thought they were going to kill Buchanan.
What kind of accent is that?
That's Scottish. I'm Scottish. See, Scottish plate, Scottish logo, everything Scottish. The McTavishes were the kings of Scotland once you can.
Are you sure? Because it sounds like you're eating a sock.
Right, Scottish. I learned it for a video of Braveheart, which was right there when they made Scotland. It's got to be right.
You learned your accent from the movie Braveheart.
It's a fun to tape in a burnt out car, so it could be a wee bit warped.
Okay.
What are you going to do with me?
That's actually a good question. You have been surprisingly forthright and helpful, and I don't like to be a dick about these kind of things. So here's my thoughts. We can either arrest him, and I'm not sure if that means arrest him for the marshals, in which case he's dead, or arrest him for us, in which case he's a drain of resources, or we can just let him go. Yeah, but I don't want to go for that conversation again. So, oh, it is for our base. Okay. So that means he'd be under our protection, which is a bit better. But at that point, we're also protecting someone who opened the gates for the Dorseys, which is a lot worse. I'm gonna have to coin this again, aren't I? Unless... I turn to my officers. Let's see. We got Evo, Dr. Winter, Tim and Ash, Crazy Norse. I guess that's all of you. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Lady and gentlemen? We arrest him. Lock him up. There's a food shortage. We still haven't fixed. Or we let him go. Those are the options. I'm not going to bilk him. I'm not going to kill him. Well, Crazy Nurse, you are apparently, it's kind of on you here, because we got 2 votes for arrest and 1 vote for Evo. 1 vote for let go. Oh, I'm looking forward to Empire of Sin, let me tell you what. This kind of game is my bag, you know, this kind of tactical game that has RPG elements, so yeah, no, I'm into it. I suppose I have a lot of games that are my bags. That's okay, right? Have a lot of wheelhouses. I was going to say, I know that it had some issues at release, but I know it's also been patched up a bit, and I know that it's gotten a DLC, which I think improved it. And I was already completely on board. And I also have another, a bit of a ulterior motive, because Platty was really championing for us to play that game someday, so... The only reason I haven't actually shoved it forwards in terms of, you know, the runs yet is because I'm trying to get through the queue, not add stuff to the queue. It's probably going to be one of the earlier runs I add myself. Crazy Horse, you're the swaying vote. Help me out here, man. Mass Effect? Mass Effect 1 is an RPG with shooter elements. Mass Effect 2 is a shooter with RPG elements. I know that sounds like I'm being facetious, but I mean that with total sincerity. The focus is different in both of them. Alright, so that's 3 votes for arrest, 1 vote for let him go. Alright. Just because I'm curious, I want to see what the coin would have said. Coin would have said arrest too, so that's whatever.
Custody, you whores! Didn't I tell you what you want to know, you fucking lawmen are all the same?
No, I'm not gonna put you out in the cold.
Copy, November 1. This is Ranger HQ. Go ahead.
Oh, so we can give him over to us? Or the marshals? No, the only reason I was okay with that is if we're taking him in. Because if we give him over to the marshals, he's dead. Probably worse than dead. So, yeah, I want to get rep with the marshals, but not that badly.
Copy that, Team November. Arrest team from HQ is en route.
Yeah, let's just turn him over to the marshals. That'll work out great.
The name's MacTavish, and I'm fra Glasgow way. Shit, that's not it. Lick me, ballbag. Sod aff, you wee cunts. Come on, bile your heed, you jammy git. Hey, you've a face like a scalped horse, you dobar. Aye, that'll do.
Practicing his accent. That's great. I need to make a note here. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna make a save there like that. And then I'm gonna load this one, I believe. This should be right before, which it is. Perfect. Don't mind me just bouncing around the timeline. Like you do. I mean, everybody does it. Okay. That's the wrong button. Somehow, Daniel's return. Sorry, we got a jailer, a doctor. We didn't get a mechanic. Now we just negotiate with Fargo. Oh, it's over here. It's bouncing around, Evo. Like I said, setting up some backup saves. I do. Brood vibes. I think it's this, and then Okami, and then Tor? I believe, something like that. I don't know, it's on the website. Hang on, I've been told that I should look at this note. Hang on. Note. Somewhere. Uh-huh. Okay, that's not it. Guess that was it. Bard's Tale for the Apple IIe. Don't believe the rumors, yada. Nope, wrong way, wrong way. This way.
I loved this job.
See, the key to good dancing is to act like you're not having fun.
It was old security.
Think of it like a poker face, right? The moment you let other people realize you're having fun is the moment you lose. Is it in a different inventory? It is in a different inventory. Holy crap. M. I know you have your reasons, but don't do this. Helping the Dorses get back at the Patriarch will hurt your business and mine. You did not want to hurt my business. Last warning. B. Whoa, 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 whoa. Chop, chop, chop. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Everything's going to hell. Am I even here? Oh, Jesus. That's everything going to hell. Look at that. Yep, okay, we're back, we're back. Oh, my God.
Nice to see the city back to life, huh?
Yeah.
That is not smoothing out.
Building.
What the crap is happening?
Almost like we were never attacked at all.
It's gonna take months to recruit enough new marshals to replace the ones we lost, though.
It's trying to save. There we go, it's saved. All right, go away, go away, go away. Okay, let's just pause for a moment. Take 5. Just pause, take a breath. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. Start fresh. It's gonna be A-okay, everybody. We're gonna restart reality. Everything's gonna be fine.
Nice to see the city back to life.
Yeah, what do you want to bet that was just a straight up memory leak, and it just kind of hit critical mass there. It's okay, I've played games like this before. Remember when we were going through Dragon Age Origins, we had to restart the game every hour on the hour?
Got any good news, Rangers? I sure could use some.
I'm going to jot that down as a potential. We'll pay attention to it. Let's put memory leak question mark, see how that goes. So, Delgado, McTavish confessed to working for the Dorseys, but said he was working alone. His letter confirms the story.
Let me see that. Who? Huh. Brago wrote this? That means he knew what McTavish was planning, and he didn't tell a soul. Knowing about an attack on the city and keeping your mouth shut? That's treason. We got him.
It's not...
Rangers, you've got my full support to haul that bastard in, or shoot him dead. Either way's fine by me. And don't forget about poor Delgado. Roger that.
Okay. Well, let's head north. Let's see how this works out. Yeah. What the heck is a successor of the breath? Or which one, I guess, is the way to ask that.
I loved this job.
Backroom what? Crazy Norse. Which backroom? There's so many backrooms. Oh, God. I mean, she is right. If you know that, I don't know, Pearl Harbor's about to happen, and you're just like, that's kind of a problem. It's not as big of a problem as attacking Pearl Harbor.
Oh, there, Red Hats. What's the rush, huh? Why don't you tell your old pal Charlie what you found out from McTavish?
You were right. He left the doors in the city, said he acted alone.
Well done, Red Hats. Thing is, maybe I made it sound like I could get you into the back, but I can't without Mr. Brygo's say-so. Go talk to him. Tell him what you found out, and I'm sure he'll be open to a deal. Don't mention me, though. Thanks. So, what'd you do to that poor bastard McTavish?
He's in custody now.
Better there than in the stocks, I guess. I'm gonna head to the machine shop and clear up any mess you left, all right? Nothing but a favor between friends. You should go on upstairs and talk to Mr. Brygo. See you later, Red Hats.
Right. So, burning the place to the ground, huh?
Oh, I got you, Red. You don't know what you're talking about.
Interesting. So anyways, did we get into the back that we are still currently trying to get into the back of, Crazy Norse? No, we have yet to successfully get into the back. I just had a horribly evil idea, but I'll come back to that.
Subject.
Rangers. I get the feeling this isn't a social call.
Are you a vampire? Just, I'm no judgment,
I
really.
understand you had a little talk with McTavish. And I want you to know I'm as appalled as you are that he let the Dorseys into the city. He served me well. But, well, he's always been an idiot. Now, what do you want to talk to me about?
Nice hair. So, Daisy wants us to arrest you, but let's talk.
Sorry, Rangers. If you come to me first, we could have talked. But if Daisy's already seen that note, it's over. She won't stop until she tears down my whole operation. I'm afraid there's only one way this ends now. Come on, Capo. Show 'em how we do it in Vegas.
That's, interesting. Well, before we commit to that,
What do you want? Can't you see we're busy yelling at each other?
You're the one yelling, and if you don't stop, they're going to kick us out.
I egg them on. Fight, fight, fight.
I've never been to ask.
Trouble. Stop it. No one fights in little things.
Never.
See what you did?
Oh my god.
Hold up.
What
Was that Nerd Stuff 4? I can make that happen.
incur the wrath of Baron Brago? Get out of
Who's
here!
got Nerd Stuff? There you. Brago by the balls. Cool.
Fine, dork.
Okay, so we now have the ability to burn this place to the ground at a whim. I mean, isn't that what you would do, Brood Vibes? That's what I would do.
Now, what do you want to talk to me about?
We hacked your ventilation system and set it to overload. Come quietly or we torch this place.
Aren't you clever? Realizing I don't mind dying so much, but I'd hate to see this place burn. Right, I'm ready. Give me the bracelets.
Copy, Team November. This is Ranger HQ. What's new? Over.
Is that an aquarium in front of his desk? So, we could turn Brago over to us. Over to the Marshals. I mean, the Marshals did directly ask for him, and I do kind of want that rep. But again, the Marshals are kind of evil. Like, it's put me in a weird position here. You know what? Because Crazy Norse says we can get rep elsewhere, why don't you get to my place?
Copy that. Congratulations, November 1. That's a mighty big fish you brought in. Over and out.
Sorry, Marshals. If you weren't horrifically evil, I'd consider it more. Now like me more. Please. Alright, now we just need to get into the back room. Now, surely we have permission now, right? Oh my god, we finally can. We can finally go into the back room. That looks like an encounter. Oh, there's Delgado. And a lot of blood. Oh my god, it's the uncomfortable chair. Is that a chainsaw? It's our first skill book. I didn't even know skill books were in this game. Who's our sneaky person? That is Dr. Winter. We also have a mechanic thing, which I think is also Dr. Winter. And I am correct. Excellent. We'll be with you in a second, Delgado. Gotta loot first. More merc gear, more rad tech gear. There we go. Dr. Winter is complete. Let's give Crazy Norse the Molotov. That way he can heal, Molotov, and shotgun. Oh, yeah, we also got this mechanics gear. I forgot about that. Looks like only that gives mechanics, actually. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Be a better mechanic, Dr. Winter. See, I'm not. I'm kind of the anti-looter. I'm kind of known for it, even. I'm here to kill things and destroy things and do quests and get story. And tactically think my way through a situation. Looting, that's for other people. I suppose I should give her some equipment. Since, you know, kind of stuck with you right now. There you go. Perfect. Yes. Yes. That is exactly what I expected there. That outfit is so ridiculous.
Hey, Delgado. Bet you thought Daisy forgot all about you.
Quan, how'd you get past the guards? Are these the Rangers?
That's right. Daisy sent us to find you.
Good old Daisy. Always takes care of her people. I appreciate you coming in here to bust me out. Didn't think anybody could take down Farron Brygo. I bet you could teach the marshals a thing or two.
How'd you get captured?
I've been keeping an eye on Brygo for a while. He's a survivor. Likes to play both sides to make sure he always wins. After the Dorsey raid, I started asking questions about the club. Well, I guess I got too close to the truth. They grabbed me, dragged me in here and locked the door. Took my weapon and everything. Good thing you came along.
They hurt you at all?
No, they know better than to hurt a marshal. Though, after all this, I'm starting to think maybe I should have known better. And don't tell my wife I said that.
Well, what are you going to pay me to keep quiet?
Quan, always the kidder. You are kidding, right?
Don't worry, Delgado. Your secrets are safe with me.
Head for the door when you're ready.
Will do. Hope I see you again, Rangers.
No, I just need a friendly mechanic to recruit, and I'm doing good.
Eat my shorts, Rangers.
Okay.
Thanks. Now I've got to find another job. Assholes.
You realize the club can keep running, right? Oh, please tell me I could put one of my own people in charge of this place. What? I wouldn't mind running a casino or 5. I mean, I'd be set for life. So before we go back to the sheriff, I want to check some. Super quick. Then I have to check something else, which I should have done already, but whatever at this point. Well, yeah, that's going to be the campaign I'm going to rally on. That's going to be the platform. There we go. That's the platform I'm going to campaign on. Lore Runner means getting rid of jobs. You want to play something Japanese. That doesn't narrow it down at all. So I'm going to say Code Vein. Nobody here. Okay, didn't think so. We'll check the other spot. And then we're going to go turn into Daisy. Then I'm going to have to deal with these clones. I mean, I can't be a worse president than Buchanan. Now, I like to speak facetiously and jokingly often on my show and in real life. But let me make this very clear. I would be a better U.S. president than Buchanan was. Just straight up. 1-to-1. It's more of an indictment of him than it is an endorsement of me, but it's still true. I did check all the rooms, but there was one person I didn't talk to. I'm gonna talk to him in a minute.
You ever hear of car gardens?
You mean where they grow these fine automobiles for our personal use?
Don't get cute.
Sorry.
Anyway, I didn't know they exist.
What can I do for you?
I kind of want to hire you.
Co-workers, not employees. I only give the orders because I take the orders. Get me? Anyway, Fastback's the old one. Been with the station almost as long as I have. Wrench, the tall fella, thinks he's a heartbreaker, but he's the most sentimental sap you'll ever meet. And Pacer's our newest recruit. Don't mess with her. She's 10 pounds of attitude in a 5-pound bag.
Are you all Arapaho here?
At the moment? Yeah, I guess so. Driving and wrenching has kind of become the Arapaho brand. We pride ourselves on being the best mechanics and couriers in the West.
What can you tell me about them?
Well, except for those of us who run the stations, we mostly live on the road. The people of the convoy, some folks call us. And we've turned that way of life into a business. Arapaho service stations, Iron Thunder logistics, Arapaho caravan protection, and so on. While other folks were eating each other in the suburbs or fighting over mansions in Broadmoor Heights, we kept to the wildlands and didn't come back until civilization had reestablished itself. And when we came back, we came with services people needed. Transportation, protection, and repair. Been living well ever since.
That's actually pretty smart. Do you hire outsiders?
Sure we do, if they're good enough. Takes a lot of skills to be better than an Arapaho, though.
Hmm.
Take care now.
So, Chawaxwan asks, have I ever thought about doing an online campaign again?
Make sure you take care of that bike when you get
I've thought about it a lot, but I 100% do not have the time for it. Like, at all. Nowadays, I don't have time to cook half the time. Never mind anything else. Maybe if and when I actually finally pull back on streaming, I might consider it. But even if and when I pull back on streaming, I have 2 other things I need to focus on first, so...
Y'all forgot that
We'll
part.
see.
Just you wait. This place is going to shine.
Can't wait to get back on the road.
Toolkit. Where the hell did I leave that thing?
To get behind the wheel.
Well, none of these people are hiring. Or being hired, I suppose. Well... Cotter ain't doing nothing. Well, that sucks. We'll come back to that, I suppose. Let's hit up the apartment complex again. Yeah, the Star Trek rewrite is a big one. We've actually already started production of that. We've started zooming in the camera on a lot of the scripts and the episodes. Season 1's actually mapped out completely at this point. Each episode of Enterprise. And I need to finish the LTTP theater. I'm pretty sure I'm in reach of it. I just need to fill in a last few holes and then it'll be good. But it feels weird to try and pressure people to get lines in when I don't have time to put those lines in.
Huh? Get the fuck out of my apartment.
Okay, well, that's nothing. I can't get in here. Oh, no, I can get in here now. Yay. I didn't have Mechanics 5 last time I was in here. There's our cyborg chicken. Join. Come with me if you want to live. A weapon. Melee weapon, specifically. More Merc armor. And Rad Tech armor. Hold up. You're the one with the Rad Tech, right? Yeah, here you go. Have some Rad Tech. Oh, we got the chicken. Already checked over there. He doesn't say anything. See what else we got. We can start lockpicking doors. Is there something up here? Nope. Well, time to start lockpicking doors, because that's how we progress. I mean, I gotta be honest, if someone offered me a good chili doll, I'd think about it. I'd take the chili dog, kill them, take their time travel tech, conquer the universe.
To break encryption. Meet space demons intercepted. Display rendered object and assigned to translation vectors.
Thanks.
Alert. Do not delete local references to object. If memory allocation is null, then unhandled exception occurs. Support disabling implicit wig set operation.
He asked me to hold onto the case and never open it. Save. I immediately open the case. The simple metal case vibrates with a low hum. A metal latch is recessed on the top. The case sounds a tiny beep as a tinny beep as you start to pull the latch, almost like an alert on a computer. The low hum stops as the latch clicks and the case springs open. The interior is lined with circuit boards, now drained of power. Several electronic items rest inside. That's it. And screw that. I'll hold on to this walking bomb until it explodes in my face. Explosions are good for character, you see. Alright, so that means we've talked to and looted everything here. The only thing left to do is to fight our way through this because there is no other alternative. So, save. And meanwhile, I'm like at the next zone line trying to be like, come on, we're going to the next zone. And you're like 3 screens that way trying to loot. See you around, Turbox1. Thank you for the bits. Enjoy the run. I'll see you around. On the VOD or one way or the other. Okay, so you scooch forward. That still requires sneaky more than we have. Sneaky 4 is what that requires. Alright, so anyways, now we have sneaky 4.
Can you see me? Do I exist?
Okay, now what?
Sacramento, California. I am a human just like you. I swivish cuff schmiddaloo to... I can see my own cells.
Yeah, I can too. They're right here. What? What? That's what alerted you? That's what made you aggro, was me looking at your research notes? God dang it. Granted, they probably heard us coming.
The world is ours, Josephine.
Maybe I should just kill him. Like, I feel like this is just... I've tried so many times to not kill these people. And it's so hard to not kill people.
1, 3, 5, 7, 11, 11, and 11. I am a human just like you. Can you see me? Do I exist? Top of the world, man!
So let's get in position a little bit here.
Eureka! The secret out west!
I mean, you say that, Fly Again, but I'm pretty sure that I can absolutely kill these people.
Can you see me? Do I exist? Sunday, Sunday, Sunday! Nitro burning funny cars! Home again, juggity juggity jug. They must never know. No one will ever tell them.
Okay, so now that they're burning to death, as it should be. Yeah, but that turret thing is way over there. Way over there. Hi, Pika. 1 minute delay. Wow, what in the snot are you doing, Twitch? Listen, it's not my fault there's no way to spare these miserable clones' lives, okay? I'd spare them if I could. I can't, so their lives are forfeit. It's just the heart of the cards. I do like not killing. It's a hobby of mine, you might say, not killing. Now, getting people killed, that's a little different. Aw. God, these things have so much health, too. It's just ridiculous. Alright, Evo, it's all on you to not be able to do anything because there's a chicken in the way. Hey, how have I not, Crazy Norse? I have not killed a lot of people. I didn't burn the casino down. I didn't send what's-his-self off to die. I haven't tortured anyone to death. I haven't murdered anyone without cause. Let's see how bad this goes. Yeah, that's not terrible. Okay, never mind, that's terrible. Thank God they're all on fire. Oh, that's... Oh, that's even better. Oh, my God. And Quan is down. Oh, my God. Okay, well, we're shrunk. Which gives us high evasion. Reduces our damage, though. Quite a bit. Dr. Winter, where are you at? Can you make it? Okay, turret dealt with. I mean, let's see how this fight goes, because these guys suck, but... Yeah. These guys have a lot of HP, debuff abilities. They had a turret. It's just mean in its own right. Do a little repositioning here. Well, I do have a rocket left. I have a 5% chance to hit with it. For some reason. Jesus Christ. Literally just... Okay, fine. There we go. That's a little bit better. I do believe... Nope, I've got one rocket left. Which I'm honestly probably going to use on this fight, because this is probably the meanest fight I've seen in this game so far. So you're... Yeah, honestly, just try to get some damage in there. So since I'm kind of committed, Crazy Norse, how do you deal with it if you don't, you know, fight him? I meant to do that earlier, but I forgot I even had that ability. Can't equip in combat. Well, for the future, I suppose. You do not exist, sorry.
These Molites do not compute.
I'm pretty good about using items, as I've said several times. And Crazy Norse is down. Jesus. We have one of them below half. No, I knew what you meant, Crazy Norse. Turrets require mechanics. Mechanics require Dr. Winter. Jesus. 2 of them below half. Nope. Can't actually do it. Alright, whatever. Yeah, no, I can't! Crazy doors! Jesus Christ, man. Look, here, look. I can drop it, but I can't use it because I can't equip in combat. Already checked this. Jesus Christ. Alright, so. Oh my god. Alright, just get out of there, Mr. Winter. That's right, you've been demoted to Mr. Winter now. Okay, we have 1 rocket left. Honestly, she's in a good position, so I'm just going to save her AP. I'm going to send her out to die. So one of them's dead. Oh, they heal a lot. Oh, that sucks. One of them's poisoned, though. That's good. Yep, she's down. We have 3 down now. It's okay. Everything's okay. We're about to have 4 down. We now have 4 down. Oh, my God. We're about to lose our pets at this rate. These things suck. It's okay. Our medic is down. So everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Human, just like you. I Swivis Cup Schmiddaloo to.
Oh my god, your hit chance is so terrible. Pretty much no matter what I do, too. Yeah, I might reload this just because all my damage is on Evo, who has like a 20% chance to hit. It's not great. There's no need to insult me, Crazy Norse. Jesus, dude. That's bad, though.
Never know. No one can ever tell them.
Go, my minions. Do what little you can.
Do not compute.
Okay. And he shrunk for another 2 turns because of that nonsense. Well... he's just hunkered in over there, and that's just my life. Whatever. We're committed at this point. Yeah, we'll go with that then. Hey, Space Cadet. many hypos do you have, you asshole?
No one must ever tell them.
We just lost our rooster. And that alone means I'm going to reload. That's going to make me reload. Okay. I was probably one turn away from winning, but he killed my rooster. Jackass. Alright. What am I interested in, Consulate? Sorry. Yeah, they have like 200 something HP, which is huge. And they also have the ability to heal and debuff and AoE. They have a ton of AP too. They can move, attack twice, and throw a grenade in one round. So, how do you stealth in this game? Because I've tried to do that before and it hasn't worked out very well. Yeah, let's make sure we do this. Let's give you that. No, actually, no. You're the wrong person. Sorry. You don't matter. Nobody likes you. You're the one I wanted to give that. Okay. Well. Whoops. Wrong character. Let me sneak in here. All sneaky-like. Okay. I think you're my only person with any sneaky anything. Yep.
The square of the hippopotamus is 3 times the length of its arm.
Right. That means I have to race sneakies.
The greatest mind of a generation, thrown down the Gazaman plat. These
Thank you,
molars
Ross.
do not compute.
Always. And I suppose you know the question.
A human just like you.
Yeah, go away.
To
Go away.
Thank you so much. You have been the most gracious of hosts. They must never know. No one must ever tell them.
Off 3. Now there's a run. I'm also...
Wait, is all of you!
What? What? No idea what happened there, but that's okay. Everything's cool. Breath of Fire 3. And Command and Conquer. I legitimately don't know what got me detected there. I didn't interact with anything. Didn't go into their range. They just decided, nope, we see you. In fact, honestly, I'm actually debating giving a negative to stealth for the fact that it doesn't exist, and yet they kind of act like it does. Whoa. No.
Do you know where you are? They must never know. No. Eureka! The secret at last!
Like, even the pets didn't seem to go into detect range, which I thought might have happened there. Thank you, Command and Conquer. If you know what you want that to go towards, please let me know. So let's see if the turret can detect me. Yep, it can. But only slowly. Let's see if we can run.
Do you know where you are going to? Do you like the things that...
This machine looks like a dirty glass coffin connected to a makeshift hodgepodge of generators, computers, gauges, and ductwork. The apparatus is obviously advanced biotech, even if it's a bit slapped together. Pixelated video in the corner shows the glass coffins opening and identical men standing up. They look like raving people occupying the room. Voting device's computer monitor displays readouts and a blinking cursor. The graphs and tables are labeled things like generational decay and biorhythmic harmonics. Interestingly, the data suggests the machine didn't just make the clones. It's emitting some kind of signal that's keeping them from destabilizing. Okay.
See my own selves.
They're dead. You little piss ants. Let's go and disable this turret while we're here. Okay. Dragon's Dogma. You got it. Speaking of long RPGs. Thank you. I'm sorry, did that say what I think it said? Equally useful in laboratories and laboratory-based pornography. Some energy stuff. And that's it. Not even anything useful off these assholes. Oh well. These people 100% deserve to die. I will feel nothing about the death of these things that aren't even people. I will feel more bad about accidentally stepping on a bug than killing these things. On the desk, you find a chaotic mess of ancient dot matrix printouts, scientific journals, and dog-eared books. Notes are scrawled upon them in wild, childish hand. A computer waits a button press. Save. Press the lever! No subject found on primary or secondary sensors. Aw, okay, that's cool. I mean... We're going to be doing at least a little bit of dark siding in probably about 2 weeks, something like that. Depends on how long this takes us. So I'm going to go talk to Irv before I talk to her, I think. It's not the east or the west side. It's the Irv side. Get in front of me, clones. To all you Irv haters out there, we'll blow your planet up. Sorry, I'm done. We're not going Dark Side Jedi Knight. God, that's such a dumb thing. We might go Dark Side a few other people. Hey, Irv. Well, he still says absolutely nothing. Whatever. I guess we'll talk to her. Hey, we killed your clones. Goodbye. I need town music. Where's my town music? I have a town playlist. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, Tyrant. I'm not really being facetious there. We're not doing that. I can be talked into doing partial Dark Side Bounty Hunter, partial Dark Side Sith Inquisitor. We'll probably do Dark Side Sith Warrior, just because that's not the Sith Warrior we're going to use long term. We're going to use our Light Side Sith Warrior long term. And that's probably it, honestly.
What was all that noise? Did you just have a shootout in apartment 3?
I have the in-game music on right now, Evo.
Actually, don't answer that. Just tell me what Irv is doing in there.
Well, he's making clones.
Well, I'm not paying you one Colorado penny until you can tell me for sure. Must be some kind of evidence in there. If I'm gonna evict a tenant for misconduct, I need all the proof I can get. This place attracts all the crazies.
You want proof? Come with me, ma'am. Stand on that pad right there. Alright, Crazy Norse, you're crazy. Dr. Winter, you're insane. Yeah, the safe is too hard. I can't. It's lockpicking 6. Cloning in our time, robotics, cybernetics, and cloning. Cloning in practice, life everlasting. Professor Irwin John Finster. The director of the infamous Project Darwin, an old enemy of the Desert Rangers. Okay, now we can go confront frickin' Irv. Let's go. She can wait now. Well, we have mutations now. So that's cool. Mutation, excuse me.
I loved this job.
Hi. Mind if we ask you some questions?
I guess. Who are you?
We're the Desert Rangers. We've been helping out around Colorado Springs. Is your name Irv?
I'm Irv. Hunt.
Well, I want very simple things in life, honestly. So, we were attacked in your apartment by a few guys who looked astonishingly like you. Do you have any explanation for that?
Oh no! Did you kill them?
I mean, it kind of was forced upon me, yes.
Oh, poor clones. They never really acted right. I screwed up the formula somehow.
We also found some papers in your apartment written by Irwin John Finster. Is that your real name?
Please don't tell the marshals, but I'm one of his clones. Unfortunately, I'm 4th generation, at least. So, I'm not as smart as the original. Smart enough to use Dr. Finster's notes to get the cloning machine working again, but not smart enough to make good quality clones. I can't even make one as good as myself, and I'm not that good. Bits of me don't work very well at all.
What do you know about Dr. Finster?
Oh, Dr. Finster was a genius. He's the only person in the world to have mastered the cloning of humans. He may have become a little paranoid at the end, but that doesn't lessen any of the good he gave to the world. Until he decided all humans had to die. He was a real humanitarian.
Do I need to add anything to that? Is he still alive?
The original? No, not anymore, but I guess, in a way, as long as I'm alive, he is too, because I'm him, aren't I?
No.
I mean, I'm him, but not the part of him that wanted to wipe out the entire human race, right? Yeah? I wasn't suggesting, no. You know the whole nature versus nurture debate? How some things are genetic and some things you learn? Well, that killing everybody part of him, that was nurture. He wasn't born that way, and neither am I. I swear. You believe me, don't you?
Tell me more about your clones.
Well, I guess I'm kind of afraid to make friends the normal way, so I made them an abnormal way. Only I didn't do it very well. When they came out of the chamber, there was something wrong with them. They were really stupid and really crazy. And they just got crazier day by day.
I would never want to be friends with myself. I'm just saying.
If I hadn't run out of the apartment today, they would have killed me. I'm a bad father. I'm a bad father.
Clones cannot be trusted. We must replace them with disposable idiots who can't aim worth a
Oh, thank God. So, you're not gonna arrest me?
I kind of like that option. I am a bit of a recruiter right now. I need to fight the demon army. If you bring your cloning machine, you're welcome at the Ranger HQ. We could use a scientist like you.
You're gonna let me be a real scientist? This is the best! I'm so grateful! I'll do good work for you, I promise. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Now, I gotta go talk to your landlady about a couple of things. It's okay. See, he can make clones, right? But the problem was the clones were too far down. So, all we need to do is find someone who hasn't been cloned yet. We cloned them. Hey, there we go. Infinite army. Bam. And that's how we solve our human resources personnel problem. I need volunteers. Crazy Norse. We're going to make a whole bunch of you, okay?
Any word on the loony in number 3 yet, Rangers?
Yeah, we found Irv. He won't be coming back. You can clear his room out now.
About time. Gonna take me a week to clean up that mess. What was his deal, anyway?
He's a clone. He was afraid of being found and arrested, so he hid in his room and made other clones for friends.
Ah, that's kinda sad. What did you do with him?
Oh, he's going to work in our medical lab.
Well, how about that? I'm glad to hear it. Never wished the poor man ill, just didn't want him here. Thank you, Rangers. Here's a little something for taking care of the problem and tying it up in a pretty bow. So long. Oh, my sciatica.
Be seeing you, Rosie.
Well, you see, Evo, you know all those corpses we've been making? Listen, I'm a big proponent of recycling, all right? We need to use the resources that we have. I don't know where my accent's going today. We need to use the resources that we have proper-like.
Do you like my cats? None of them are spayed or neutered.
I can tell.
Oh, hello, dearies. Oh, hello, dearies.
All right, so now I'm going to leave. I'll keep it in mind, though, that she has another quest at some point. Might be one of those things where you have to hit a trigger flag to move forward, to move time forward. I see that a lot in CRPGs. Hell, Neverwinter Nights, a game I'm playing technically right now, is a game that's like that. Or certain quests, once you turn them in, it moves forward basically a universal trigger, and that's time moving forwards.
Weston family confirmed dead.
Wait, you don't like Sims music? You don't like Sims music? No? Alright, hang on. Let me find something a little bit more your style. I'm not sure where that would be, actually. Give me a second here. You know what? I know where it'd be. I know where it'd be. Except it's not. Where the hell? Did I lose that soundtrack? Well, that's gonna bother me now. Huh. Wow. It looks like I lost that soundtrack. I'm not sure where it is. Oh. Oh well.
Nice to see
I was going to pull up the Red Alert soundtrack, or the Red Alert 3 soundtrack, of which I used to have both.
recruit enough new marshals to replace the ones we...
Here they are. That was one hell of a sneaky way to get Brygo to surrender. Round of applause for the Rangers, Marshals. I hear you keeping Brygo in Ranger lockup, and I won't say I ain't disappointed. I wanted him here, but at least that shitty nightclub is shut down. Now folks will know what'll happen if they lay hands on a Marshal. Your lawkeeper's after my own heart. Around here, we always remember who our friends are. Before I forget, hand me that letter from Brygo. I'll need it for evidence. Thank you kindly. Now, I said I'd owe you a favor if you took care of this for me, and I meant it. Thing is, Delgado owes you too, big time. So I'm sending him over to your base to manage your armory. He'll take good care of you. Thanks again, Rangers. You ever need my help, you know where to rustle me up.
Well, I'm kind of worried now. Because we're only about halfway up on the Marshals, and I'm worried we've just run out of Marshals quests. And I kind of want that much higher. Now let's go do a little cleanup. Almost time to chop off for the night anyways, jeez. Then we gotta go to our town. And we know we got a specific song for our town, right? Go ahead and dump off our latest acquisition. Who are you?
You're the CO around here? Huh. Okay. Quality setup this time. Better than back in AZ. Guess Daddy Buchanan's buying you all the good gear.
Been to the Ranger Citadel?
I helped the Rangers during their whole Cochise debacle. They might have come out strong if they'd listened to me. Too bad.
Who are you?
Gary Wolf, freelance security consultant and synth hunter. Got a proposition for you.
What do you want?
After the Rangers nuked Cochise, and themselves, I figured somebody competent had to chase down its mechanical brood. So I recruited folks who'd lost family to synths, and I formed a posse. Decommissioned a dozen of the plastic punks in AZ. Then heard a feud headed east and followed them here. Now I'm getting flack from that tin star twat Daisy for exchanging fire with the synth we tracked to Colorado Springs. That's where you come in. Interferent bitch told the marshals to shoot us on sight if we stepped inside the city limits again, so we can't go after this October 11 synth. Was hoping you might be interested in taking care of it for us. Cash bounty for its head.
What's so bad about the synths?
Jesus, you're not one of those, are you? Fucking simps are always talking about how synths are sentient. They have feelings. Bullshit. That's how they trick you. Synths are just top-grade robots. What makes them dangerous is that every one of them has a little piece of Cochise in their electric brain, like a virus. And if you leave them alone for too long, that virus spreads. And pretty soon we have the goddamn robot apocalypse all over again. Not on my watch. We cap them as soon as we see them. Don't give them a chance to talk.
Tell me about this Cochise.
Are you kidding me? Cochise is the Rangers' greatest enemy. A supercomputer that almost exterminated them twice. and which built an army of synths to kill every last human on Earth. Rangers aren't training their recruits at all these days, are they?
So this synth is called October 11?
Yeah, no idea why. Synths are weird that way. It and another synth called Tourmaline K'd some civs on their way here, just for kicks. So watch yourselves. 11 is a stone killer. Gotta be neutralized before it kills again. And killing it will help us find its comrades.
How?
All synths got a radio in their heads. Lets them communicate long distance and triangulate on each other. Once I crack 11's head open, I'll hack it for their locations. You want to go after the others too? I'll make it worth your time.
Hold up, why'd Daisy ban you from hunting in the Colorado Springs?
We cornered 11 downtown and tried to take it out quietly. But there was a snafu and we had to open fire. Shot up the street, wounded some civs. Silly bitch wouldn't listen when I warned her about the synth. Acted like we were the problem and sent us packing. Fuck her.
Hey now, that's my ex-boss you're talking about, Hoss.
Lucky you quit then. She's a frag candidate for sure.
All right, we'll see if we can look into this runaway synth situation. Last thing we need is Cochise take 3.
Add it to your list? Ought to be your top priority.
That's in downtown, apparently.
Whatever. We'll wait here until you bring back its head. Should still be downtown somewhere. You'll know you're near it when you start hearing weird static on your radio. Squad, at ease.
Beats working for the Marshals.
Welcome back, Team November.
Hey, November!
Oh my god, you're on your feet. I'm actually a little surprised.
Hey, I'm feeling much better now. Ready to help out any way I can.
You happy with how things are so far?
It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine, I guess. Not really inspiring anybody, but that's not really our job, is it? Our job is to save the folks back home, and, well, I'm pretty sure we'll get there. We could try harder, though.
Working on it. Jeez, give me a break.
You bet. Ready when you are.
So what's she? Sniper. High sniper with mechanics and animal whisperer. Unfortunately, that makes you extremely redundant. But if you could watch the base, I'd much appreciate. Thanks. Actually, hold up.
What do you need, Rangers?
Could you heal me, please?
I'll do. Have a seat. If it ain't cut, don't stitch it.
I just need to get rid of my third eye at some point. Although that does mean he has a higher crit chance, but he's also got a third eye.
Hi, Rangers. Thanks again for letting me work for you. This is so exciting.
Glad to have you. You enjoying the work?
I am so happy. I'm learning so much. All my life I wanted to be a scientist, but all I could do was read the books and dream. And now I can actually do things. It's incredible.
What do you think of the doc over there?
He's wonderful. He's almost as smart as Dr. Finster, but without all the, you know, evil.
What you working on?
The self-eating sandwich.
Thanks, Irv.
Thank you, Rangers. You saved my life.
Tim and Ash did ask to be cloned, so...
I heard there's a synth hiding downtown. I always think of synths as family, somehow, since Dr. Finster was half synth.
Alright, can you clone one of us?
Yes. Theoretically. I can have the machine take your genetic material and run the process. But no guarantee what comes out the other end. I did make a few tweaks to the process, though, so whatever it is, it probably won't be so angry. Probably. Okay, well, how exciting! But before we start, one tiny caveat. The process requires special genetic material, and I've only got enough for one clone, so if anything happens to our new friend, try to recover its remains so we can reuse them. Now, put your palm on the machine right here.
We appear to be stuck in a loop.
Hey, this one can talk.
This too shall pass. You can do it. Don't sweat that small stuff. Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. This too shall pass.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go over here now.
Brygo, why do you have to go and fuck up a good thing?
What do you mean?
Didn't we have an understanding? Didn't we get a little squeeze for looking the other way at Little Vegas?
Yeah.
And didn't we get some compensation every now and then if you needed a witness to disappear?
Uh-huh.
So why side with the Dorseys? Why put us in the position of having to do something about him? Is he crazy or what?
He killed the goose that lays the fatted calf. What an idiot.
If there's a goose laying a fatted calf, we need to have a frickin' talk.
Man, I never thought I'd be in a position to thank outsiders for saving my life, but here we are. I don't know what Brygo intended, but, well, I'm guessing you saved me a lot of pain, so thanks. Anyway, Sheriff Daisy asked me to set up an armory for you, get you situated, so I'll get started on that. Want to see what I've got so far?
Thanks for helping us out.
After what you did for me, it's a pleasure. Never been happier to follow an order. Happy to. Take a look.
Not a bad spread, actually. All those bots require mechanics, but we can make that happen. Okay, so hold on. Let's sell our junk without a confirmation window for some reason. Oh, I've just got 2 of them. Ah! I've got an SMG now. Let's dump that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Hold on to that for right now. Hold on to everything else, because it might someday be useful. The Negotiator, an energy sniper rifle. Interesting. And a fire damage axe. What is this, Arcanum? Which I'll never pronounce any other way. Alright, a couple more things, and we're probably going to chop off for the night.
sure I told
Happy to
Rangers
help
about
the
letting
refugees,
Dorsey
but damn, it's tight in here
But I
now.
swear to you, I didn't give you a swearing. Shut up, you idiot. Shut up. What? Shit. Have they been here the whole time?
Be glad I can't reach you, Mac. Or you'd be missing your eyes, too.
You handed the reed kid over to the marshals. A purry thing. Might have been better off dead.
Yeah, there was a rogue synth downtown. It didn't damage little Vegas, did it?
A rogue synth wandering around downtown is definitely cause for concern. I think we'd all feel safer if it were in a prison cell.
Yeah, we're gonna be playing D&D tonight.
Good luck out there.
Mostly just wanted to peek in on my prisoners, make sure they're doing okay. You were taking care of them, right? Make sure they got good meals and all that. At least meals. And, you know, something. Some kind of amenities. Did that. Yep, I guess it's, Well, oh, sweet, we found some funny mushrooms. So tomorrow, at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll try to find this synth. Maybe do a voice comp test, something like that. And in about half an hour or so, maybe we keep starting late, but in about half an hour or so, we're supposed to start with our D&D stream. At this point, we finally reached Gracklestug, so we survived Demogorgon himself, and we also survived the demon army that was chasing me, personally. So that's cool. But anyways, we made it to Gracklestug, and we're trying to reconnoiter and figure out our next steps, and hopefully actually accomplish something. I know, shocking. Either way, I will see you one way or another next time.